Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible teaching snippet of the day. Well, today I'm going to go ahead and dig a little bit deeper into our in-depth look and study into the doctrine of eternal conscious torment in a place called hell, okay? Back in 2019, about the middle of the year, I started teaching about how that doctrine got formed, how it got put into the church through the Roman Catholic Church, through St. Augustine in the 5th century. Prior to that, that was not the doctrine of the Christian church, okay? And I've talked to you about the word Hades even in that earlier part of this series on hell. I've shown you this, and it's the Hades is the word that was translated hell 11 times in our New Testament. Okay, I did some teachings on Hades, and my recap, or my refresher, if you want to call it, I did two, and I talked about that Hades is a Greek mythology that there is a god, little g, of the underworld, the realm of the dead. Okay, now, I'm going to ask you this one more time today because we need to think about this together. Do you really believe that Jesus promoted a Greek myth, a false god, a deity that is ruling over the dead souls of human beings? Do you really believe Jesus taught that? Because if we say that Jesus used the word Hades, then that's what we're claiming, because that's what Hades means, okay? So I've made the comment that the word Hades and the word hell did not come out of Jesus' mouth. Why? Because those two words did not exist in his day. Okay. When Jesus was talking in the 11 scriptures where it's been translated hell, if you just put in the word the unseen or the word grave in those 11 scriptures, you will see that fits perfectly without implying a mythological place that a Greek god is ruling over, okay? I've already talked about this about all I need to, okay? I'm going to try to move on now. Oh, I could do much, much more talking about this, okay? I can't share with you everything that I have discovered and researched for 2 years, okay? I can only hope and pray that the Lord would lead me and help me to teach you and show you the things that I have learned and let you study that out for yourself, okay? The results of what I have learned, okay? So the next thing I want to do today, now I'm going to move forward on the 12 times, you see that? The 12 times that the word Gehenna was used in the New Testament, and it too was translated into the word hell. It's worth me saying this one more time. We have the word Hades 11 times. We have the word Gehenna 12 times, and the word Tartarus used 1 time, and I believe that's in 2 Peter 2:4. Okay, so we've taken 3 words and formed them into a one-word theology, a doctrine about a place of eternal conscious torment in a place called hell, okay? I will post these for you when I'm finished with this video. Now, in January, it was January 31st, 2020, someone asked me to teach or do a video on Luke 12, chapter 12, verse 5. And I'll tell you why. A pastor in a pulpit said that there was a hell. Jesus talked about hell more than he did heaven, and God is the one that is going to throw people in hell. So this person who was watching my hell videos, okay, that I label the false doctrine of hell, asked me to teach on this, and I did that one-off teaching, okay? Today, I want to go back and talk about that just a tad bit because I really want to move forward and talk about a verse that matches up with that, and that's going to be Luke 10:28, okay? Jesus is saying close to the same things. But let me go back to Luke 12:5, and I want to address something, though. You know, in one of my recap videos on Hades, I made the comment that people upset me. It does upset me because we try to manipulate and put people in fear, and that's wrong, guys, okay? But Christians will say, God don't throw people in hell. People choose to go there. And I said that people don't walk up to a doorway where there's flames burning on the other side and say, yes, I choose to go in there. Nobody does that. Come on, how silly can we be? But I want to talk about the other part of that comment that Christians make. God doesn't throw people in hell. Oh, well, you better slow down just a little bit, because our Christian American doctrines, we do say God is the one that's going to judge people and God is going to throw them in hell. In fact, we teach that Jesus is the judge and he's the one that's going to throw people out there in that lake of fire. And we get this through Luke 12, verse 5, and Matthew 10, 28. Watch this. It says, let me find it here and I'm going to read it. It says, but I will show you who you should fear. Fear God, the one having the authority to throw you into hell. Now, who's throwing who where? Who's choosing? And who's throwing? There's your scripture. This is what our American churches teach. I'm also going to go ahead and just get this out of the way. I've got it to use later on in this teachings, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you right now. Right here in Matthew 10:28. You see that? That is the Passion Translation. And if you've watched many of my videos, you know I really like the Passion Translation because they combine the Aramaic translation of words along with the Greek. So they're considering what the Greek manuscripts say, what the Aramaic says, and I love their little treasure chest of footnotes, okay? But that as well as other translations, I've told you this over and over, translators insert words into Scripture to tell you what they believe that Scripture is saying. Sometimes when we pull those words out and read them without the additions and the beliefs of the translators, we get a completely different meaning of the Scriptures. But let me read you the Passion Translation. Matthew 10:28. Don't be in fear of those who can kill only the body, but not your soul. Fear only God, who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. There it is. And here's another translation, contemporary English. And guys, it's in almost every English translation that's not literal. They've added the words God into the Scripture, or use the word Him with a capital H, which implies that it's God. So they're telling us it's God that we should fear. But Jesus tells us in Luke 12, all the way verses 5, 6, and 7, that about the sparrows and how much more valuable we are than just the little birds are, for us not to fear his Father. So which is it? Fear God or don't fear my Father? Jesus isn't double-minded. So we need to think about when we claim that God's not the one throwing people in hell. Our Christian mistranslations here in America are actually teaching people that God is the one throwing people in hell, and that's why people do not trust this God of the Christian church. Now, again, I think I've shown you this. Okay, there's the 12 times that the word Gehenna is used in the New Testament, and I've already done Luke, and now today I'm talking about Matthew 10:28. Off of this sheet, I want to read this to you. It says, this was originally the valley of Hinnom. Okay. It was actually the valley of the sons of Hinnom in the Old Testament. Okay. South of Jerusalem, where the filth and the dead animals of the city were cast out and burned. Okay. Something else I'd like to add to this, okay, is not only were the animals thrown out and burned, so were the bodies of criminals. They would throw them out and burn them as well. Okay, so that's all. I'll put this up for you. The next thing I want to do, though, okay, is now let me say this. My Luke 12:5 teaching that I did in January, I proposed that the one that Jesus could have been talking about to fear was Satan, the adversary, or the devil, because he had the power of death until the cross, until Jesus took the keys of death and Hades, which is the grave or the unseen. That's Revelation, okay? Revelation chapter 20. Jesus took the keys to death and the unseen realm, and he has those now. Okay, I used some of this gentleman's information on his website, The Goodness of God. But today I want to try to get into talking to you just a little bit about Matthew 10:28. What caught me when I was reading this scripture is that it doesn't say destroy the body and then the soul. Okay, it says that they will destroy your soul and then the body. And there is a big difference in that, okay? So if somebody's body is destroyed first, that means to kill them. And then you're going to destroy their soul. That would be like putting someone in torment forever and ever, right? So body first, destroy and kill it, and then to destroy a soul, to torment it and hurt it is a different order than if someone kills your soul first, okay, while you're still alive. They're ruining the way that you're thinking, okay? And then once they get through destroying who you are, your personality, your character, how you think, and what people think and believe of you. And then after they get through destroying that, then they can kill your body. And that's kind of what Matthew 10:28 is teaching. So let me read this to you. I'm going to read this from the Jonathan Mitchell New Testament, which is translated from the Koine Greek. Okay, here we go. Stop being made to fear from the one normally killing the body, and yet continuing unable, with no power, to be killing the soul. In other words, they can kill your body, but they can't touch your soul. Okay, but rather be fearing the person. He didn't say the devil or God. It's just the person. Be fearing the person, being constantly able and continuing with power to destroy both soul, see the word soul came first, both soul as well as the body within the valley of Hinnom. Now I'm going to read you his little footnotes here. His note about both the soul and the body. He says, this may refer to the person's reputation in regard to character and other personal qualities. So see, they're destroying your reputation, possibly how you're seen by the community. Now let me keep reading. Within the valley of Hinnom, his Greek, in parentheses, it says that is the Greek word Gehenna. Hebrew is Hinnom, okay. Greek is Gehenna, okay. Jerusalem's garbage dump, a place where criminals and folks with disgraced lives considered unfit for proper burial were cast away and disgraced, and the disgraced end of an outcast or a criminal. So what they've done is they have ruined your reputation, they've turned the community against you, and now that's destroying your soul, who you are. And once they get through destroying your reputation and what people think of you, and back then, you know, your own family would put you out and not have anything to do with you if you were a disgrace. So once they disgraced you to the point that your own family would have nothing to do with you, then they would try you as a criminal, execute you, and throw your remains out into that valley of fire. That fire that never ceased because they put sulfur in it to keep it burning. So that all of the garbage dump, the trash, the dead animals, the dead criminals would burn up and the germs would be destroyed. Okay, but I want to say it one more time before I close. Here we go. It says the Jerusalem garbage dump where criminals and folks with disgraced lives, people who were considered unfit for proper burial, were cast away. The outcasts and the disgraced ones were thrown out there. Okay. So let me see if there's anything that I want to add to this, okay? I've had this pulled up in several different translations, but I want to make sure I say this one more time. The original text does not include the words God or a capital H with him in it. Both Luke 12:5 and Matthew 10:28 does not identify the one that people should fear as being God. Okay? Well, listen, I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to run and play with my new little kittens. I love you, and I will see you here next week. Bye-bye.